This is your Daily 5 for Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. I did a 5, I think, last week where I was talking about all this kerfuffle, great word, around the YouTube view counts and how they didn't know what was going down and everybody had different theories. And now it's come out that ad blockers are involved, but there's also other aspects, and YouTube and different content creators are going back and forth and back and forth. Basically, what the end result has been thus far is that there is no one cause. But one of the videos I was watching that was trying to do like a technical analysis of this, after the first half of the video was talking about that, then it jumped into something that I talked about, I don't remember how long ago, kind of, but not in this specific way, which is these AI suggestions by YouTube to try to get your videos to have the right thumbnails, to, I guess, ABC test what thumbnail and title works best. Some of this stuff that this individual was talking about, but basically ways for people who are making videos on YouTube to have their videos perform better, either in terms of raw number counts or for monetization purposes, for advertising purposes. And as I was watching this and looking at what these things were and how they were being rolled out and how in many cases YouTube appears to be promoting them for a lot of different accounts, not forcing anybody to use them, but definitely saying, hey, do you need help? Here's a video you should make. Here's an idea of these types of things. There's something that occurred to me, and this is a byproduct of things I've said before, but I don't know if I ever distilled it down this specifically, because I've seen there are people that I follow that try to make their videos into what the algorithm will reward. And so they will use a specific thumbnail type. They'll do the YouTube zoom, which I can't stand still. Things like that to try to make it where it gets surfaced by this algorithm that, of course, nobody really understands. And the thing that has bothered me, and I don't know if I really thought of it in these terms, is people who are using these, and especially now that these AI curation tools come up, if you're having all of this stuff done for you, then what are you actually doing? And I don't mean what work are you doing, but why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you making videos if what you're doing is offloading so much of the process and the product to an external source? Now, I suppose there are some people who think they can game the system, that maybe they can produce, quick hit videos, and I'm sure there are accounts that do this, that will somehow generate ad revenue, so they just crank these things out. I'm not talking about those people. Those are grifters. Those are the people that are looking to make a quick buck. Those people have existed in every aspect of society ever since there's been the capacity of making money. There's always somebody who's trying to get rich quick. That's why they call them get rich quick schemes. So I'm not talking about those individuals. Those people are doing something specific. They know what they're doing and they don't care. But for people who are making videos that are not just grifters, why make videos if so much of what you're doing is going to be done by something else? And I don't mean summaries and, transcriptions, that type of thing. But the more that YouTube shows off these tools, the less it feels like the people are involved that are making them. If you're going to take suggestions for this, if you start off not being able to generate an internal idea, how are you ever going to be able to generate one in the future? Because so many of these tools, one of the things that I think is really, really kind of sinister about them is that you come to rely on them more and more. And I think as an assistive tool, that's fine. If you're stuck in something that gets you over the hump of whatever you're trying to do, that's one thing. But when you're getting to that point where you're starting out using an artificial generation tool just to get going in the first place, do you really care about what you're doing? Are you passionate about it? Do you believe in it? Because I would think if you were, then you would not need these tools to begin with. You would need them for the last 10%, not for the first 10%, if that makes sense. There should be an initial idea. There should be a spark of something that you care about that gets you to take the first step, and then hopefully many of the other steps. But again, if there's an obstacle and a tool helps you get over it, there's nothing wrong with that tool. That's what they're there for. That's why tools exist. But it's this idea that you're starting off with all this handed to you because the algorithm or what seems popular will reward it. Well, if that's what you're getting into it for, then why would you want to do it? What joy is there in that? I mean, I guess there's the dopamine hit, but that's got to fade, right? So the more I see this stuff, it does make me sit here and think, what are the people using these tools the most doing? And do they care about what they're doing? And if they're not, then it comes back to that first question, which is, if you don't care, why are you doing it? Later.